Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. It's the brother Yatazak from Great Millstone, Dallas, and I just wanted to continue the series of a proverb a day. Today is actually the let me see, just a second. Today is the 6th. Today is the 6th, and I'm a little bit behind because of the weekend, But Lord willing, we'll be able to keep this thing going and finish the month out, with Abaratazah. Which I'm Proverbs chapter 5, and again, it nearly every chapter starts with my son, my son, meaning a father speaking to his son, the Heavenly Father speaking to us, you see, and it's all about advice. It's all about what to do and what not to do, and it goes perfectly. I want to say when you have a thorough understanding of the laws, statutes, and commandments, treating people how you want to be treated, so on and so forth. It lets you know how to handle yourself amongst people in the world. You see, and then it's just positive spiritual information that needs to be handed out, right? I'm gonna say we've been out of the Heavenly Father's good graces for quite some time now, and when you go back, and as I've been reading these chapters, you like, that's the same thing I tell my son. That's the same thing well, that's what I'm saying. It's because it didn't come from me. It came from the Heavenly Father, man, and when you understand the rules, when you understand the spirit of the rules, it makes you a better person, So let's get to it. This is Proverbs chapter 5, verse 1. It says, My son, attend unto my wisdom, and bow thine ear to my understanding, that thou mayest regard discretion, and that thy lips may keep knowledge. For the lips of a strange woman drop as a honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil. And that woman is referring to other philosophies, getting into other things outside of the scriptures. You have the laws, statutes, and commandments that were given to Moses from the Most High to deliver to the nation of Israel, right? And that's what I'm saying. When you have spiritual adultery, an example of spiritual adultery will be taking the law, statutes, and commandments and putting those aside to go to the Christian church or the Baptist church or being an atheist or any other of these religions that the Bible doesn't speak on. You see? The term Christian was a derogatory term made for the followers of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. You see? And once you have that understanding, then you tend to know more about what you're talking about. You see? So, committing adultery spiritually, fornicating spiritually, is going against the Heavenly Father to fill your own belly. Okay? That's what it is. You also have physical adultery, where you have a man, he's married, right? You have a married man, and he gets with another woman, but she has a man, right? Because according to the scriptures, a man can have as many women as he would like, as long as he's not dealing with another man's woman. See, that's what adultery is. You see, in today's society, they'll tell you adultery is just anybody who cheats on their partner. No, it's a biblical definition for adultery, and that is when a man deals with another man's woman, right? So, having said that, these other philosophies being likened to women, you know how much men love women, right? So when you have a situation to where you have all these other philosophies, they may sound good, they may make sense, but they're not of the Heavenly Father, man. Therefore, you commit spiritual adultery. If you think the Baptist church is more important than what the scriptures say, then you're spiritually committing adultery against the Heavenly Father. Why? Because according to Jeremiah 6:2, the Most High likens the nation of Israel into a beautiful woman. Okay? All right. Now it says, but her end is bitter as Verse 3, it says, "For the lips of a strange woman drop as an honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil. But her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword." That's what I'm saying. And wormwood is poisonous. A two-edged sword can kill you. You see? So stepping outside of that box of the Heavenly Father's law, statutes, and commandments, it puts you in jeopardy, man. It puts your life in danger. It says her feet go down to death. Her steps take hold on hell. You see? Now, if you know all that about a woman going in, you're not going to be succumbing to certain things, right? Because you're going to have that wisdom that was given to you in this daily proverb. You see? It's telling you to watch out for these women, and it's also telling you to watch out for other philosophies, because both of them can get you caught up, whether it be physical or spiritual. Okay? This is an understanding that we must have in order to survive in this society, man. Okay? Verse 6, it says, "Lest thou shouldest ponder the path of life, her ways are movable, that thou canst not know them. Hear me now, therefore, O children, and depart not from the words of my mouth." So here it is. The Lord is telling us to watch out for these other philosophies, to watch out for these women. So that means we should watch out. Plain and simple. And that's what I'm saying. And if you're a parent, if you're a father, and you tell your son certain things, are you telling your son things that's going to destroy him? Or are you telling your son things that's going to benefit him, man? You have to be able to answer that question, right? Rules are set in place to protect our children, just like the rules were set in place for the Lord to protect us. It's just that simple, right? It says, remove thy way far from her, and come not nigh the door of her house, lest thou give thine honor unto others, and thy years unto the cruel. That's what I'm saying, man. Going away from the Heavenly Father can destroy you, man. Right? Dealing with somebody else's woman can destroy you, man. It says, "Lest strangers be filled with thy wealth, and thy labors be in the house of a stranger, and thou mourn at the last when the flesh and the body are consumed, and say, how have I hated instruction, and my heart despised reproof." That's what I'm saying. So when you find yourself screwed, when you find yourself jacked up, you're going to be wondering what happened. And you see? And it was already told. And that's the whole point. That's why the scriptures say things like, "Who would pity a snake charmer?" You know? "He that think he's something when he is nothing deceiveth himself." Right? All these different precepts come to mind when you realize that you're the one in the wrong. And you also, another thing, when you realize that you're in the wrong, you realize how much the rules make sense after the fact. You know? Hindsight is good because you can go back and you can look on a certain mistake and hopefully not do it again. But foresight is what we need. We need to see Satan coming, man. If you don't see Satan coming, man, hey, it could go either way. It can go so many different ways on your ass, man. All right? Verse 12, it says, "And say, how have I hated instruction, and my heart despised reproof, and have not obeyed the voice of my teachers, nor inclined mine ear to them that instructed me." You see? Once you get bit in the ass, man, you remember all the rules then. You see? Here it is. You've been telling, "Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not lie." You doing both of them, man. Lying and stealing is not good traits. You know? It says, "I was almost in all evil in the midst of the congregation and assembly. Drink waters out of thine own cistern, and running waters out of thine own well." That's what I'm saying, man. Drinking waters out your own cistern is getting into these scriptures, man. These scriptures were put here for the nation of Israel, man, the elect, right? So if we drinking water out of our own cisterns, we can't fall, right? If you drink water out your own cistern, it's your cistern. You know what's in it, you know? If you drop something in the water, to purify it or cleanse it or make it taste sweet, you know what it is because it's your cistern. Ain't no telling what's in somebody else's though. You know, you drink water out somebody else's cistern, it may quench your thirst, it may cool you down, it may have its benefits, but it's not your cistern, man. So if they drop something in that water that's gonna kill you 5 weeks, a week down the line, then drinking out of somebody else's cistern rather than your own is why you in that predicament. And then what's gonna happen? You're gonna go back. You're gonna say, look, I'm gonna say my instruction was to drink out of my own cistern. The reproof was for me to drink out of my own cistern, but I drank out of somebody else's. Now I'm all hurting. You see? It says, let thy fountains be dispersed abroad and rivers of water in the streets. You know? Go out into the highways and the byways with your water, with this word, with this truth. You know? It's a certain thing you're supposed to do with your water. It's a certain thing you're supposed to do with the water from your cistern. Right? It says, if he believeth on me, as the scripture said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. Okay? Living water. That's what I'm saying. We want living water. We don't want stagnant, gnat infested water that haven't been cleaned by the scavengers. No, we don't want that. All right? It says, let them be only thine own, and not strangers with thee. Let thy fountain be blessed, and rejoice with the wife of thy youth. Let her be as the loving hind and pleasant roe. Let her breast satisfy thee at all times, and be thou ravished always with her love. That's what I'm saying, man. You want to ravish wisdom, man. You want to ravish these instructions, man. Right? You want to be super obedient if you can. The more obedient you are, the better off you're going to be, man. You see? And that wisdom is like that woman that comforts you, man. That's supposed to be there for you. Okay? And why wilt thou, my son, be ravished with a strange woman and embrace the bosom of a stranger? You see? 2/3 of the nation of Israel, man. They've embraced the bosom of a stranger, man. And look what's going to happen to them. Look at their judgment, man. It's for 2/3 of our people to be completely wiped out, man. However the Lord see fit. Why? Because we didn't drink out of our own cisterns. You see? That strange woman, man. I'm telling you, man. Think about every single movie where a woman messed up the whole plot. That's not a coincidence, Akim. That's not a coincidence. Okay? It says, for the ways of man are before the eyes of the Lord, and he pondereth all his goings. His own iniquities shall take the wicked himself, and he shall be holden with the cords of his sins. He shall die without instruction, and in the greatness of his folly he shall go astray. So again, man, this is chapter 5. Chapter 5 is going into not being a spiritual fornicator, not being a spiritual adulterer, man. Okay? The Heavenly Father is very jealous, man. Very jealous. It's just like saying, when you tell your woman that you want something done a certain type of way, if she don't do it a certain type of way, you're gonna be upset. And you have every right to be, man. As the head of the household, man, giving instructions. Right? We have to follow instructions, Akim. You know? So with that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the Akim teaching Bathamayim Wa'amath. And keep in mind, Rachah Rab, Bashar Ma'ait. More spirit, less flesh. That's what these proverbs are all about, man. Shalom.